cafe anyway.
Mike's Daily Podcast.
How have you been? I'm your host, Mike Matthews, and this is a podcast that goes by this name.
Mike's Daily Podcast.
I am singing this song to you because it's a beautiful Saturday. The sun is shining in my eyes, and I can say I'm blinded by the light. That was Manfred Mann. He sang that song, and it played again and again and again and again and again and again. And I heard it way too much growing up.
Mike's Daily Podcast.
But hey, he made a nice coin off of that, and we just gonna keep on going through the night.
Mike's.
Oh yeah, Bruce Springsteen wrote that.
Daily.
Do you even know
Podcast.
what I'm singing about?
Yeah.
Yeah? Blinded by the light, wrapped up like a douche in the that. Douchelas. Who would have known years ago that we'd be driving douchelas around? There are so many cars that were created by Elon Musk driving around the Bay Area, and there is no end in sight except for when you go past Highway 99 in California. Once you go past there, or Highway 5 even, nobody's driving them anymore because there's no charging stations. And the further east you go, everybody's like, what? Electric car, what? I have an electric car. I don't use gas. That's amazing. I just don't think it's pertinent outside of the Bay Area. The Tesla car. I could be wrong. But hey, for an easy and healthy, delicious spring dinner recipe, why don't you try a lemon thyme roasted chicken with fingerlings? Ooh, that sounds good, but I'm not going to make it. Why? Because the people over at Costco make this wonderful rotisserie chicken that's oh so yummy. It's probably not that good for me. It's probably got a ton of salt in it, but my point is we have a podcast picture.
And here's today's podcast picture.
I went with my lovely lady friend to Benita on a day off I had on Wednesday, and I really enjoyed this day off. It did not entirely prepare me for the horrible, horrible Thursday I was about to experience, or the even worse Friday that I experienced. Why was that so bad? Because, well, somebody didn't particularly pay attention to something that they were doing, and I had to clean up the mess. Let's just put it that way. And that was on Thursday. Then on Friday, somebody decided that their ego had to be bigger than the frickin' world, the globe. And there's Basil. Basil's in this picture, I think. I think we'll go with this podcast picture. I think we might have this picture of my lovely lady friend taking Basil down to the water in Half Moon Bay. I'm sorry, Benicia. In this little area where I don't think I want to completely disclose where this was, but it's a little beach area. I think I'll put this. Yeah, let's go with this one. And then possibly tomorrow on the podcast picture, I am assuming I will have a podcast picture tomorrow. I might have the podcast picture of the, what was it? Oh, there's a new park in Castro Valley, Podcastro Valley. I'm really excited about. And I don't even know if it has a name yet. I'll have to try and look it up at this moment. But back to the ego, the guy who has a massive ego. And he doesn't listen to this show. But even if he does, I'd like to say you have a massive ego, sir. And you need to check yourself before you wreck yourself, which I know is a phrase you like to use a lot on your show. But the producer for his show, a young man who didn't even need the amount of drama and stress he got yesterday on Friday. Shame on you, sir. Shame on you for how you treated the young man who produces your show. No one deserves that. And after all the work, and I represent someone who has produced your show, after all the work we have put into your show, the nerve, the audacity, and by audacity, I don't mean the fantastic recording equipment that you can get for free to record a podcast. No, actually don't use that crap. It's absolutely the worst stuff ever, and it's not worth it. I can't, because you can't export the file, or if you do, it's like some file that nothing can play or upload to. I don't know. At any rate, there's no. I don't care who you are. There's no reason for you to have an ego and to belittle people that are just trying to help you. And that's the kind of crap that exists in the world of radio, my friend. Heck, it probably exists in your world as well. Even if you're not in radio. People that think that highly of themselves. Ugh. And Mike's scream power! Power! Nina scream power! Jody scream power! Yes, I just sang a Hosier song. Not even very well. That song has the strangest chorus. I mean, strange, it's an awesome, powerful chorus, but it's like impossible to sing from memory. It's not singable. Not like a Madonna, just like a dream. You are not what you see. Ugh, I'm just disgusted. Disgusted by how some people treat other people. Which takes us to Mother's Day. Oh, and by the way, that park has no name yet. I am looking it up on Google Maps, and it has no name. But for some reason, I was able to walk at it with my dog, Basil the Boxer. And thank you to my lovely lady friend for taking... So Basil pulled me into the water, into the bay, and which is difficult because you have to carry his back end, his hind legs, for his... Well... Okay, so I'm taking my dog into a pet store today, and a guy yells at me, "Is your dog going through rehab?" That is the kind of idiotic questions I get, because you don't see this thing typically every day. But a lot of dogs get the thing where they can't hold themselves up with the back legs, with the hind legs. Either through hip dysplasia, or what my dog has, a debilitating myelopathy, and it's just degenerative. There we go. And that's, unfortunately, he can't hold himself up anymore. So I do that, and he's gotten used to it, and it works out fine. But why the hell, as we go outside a cafe anyway, we bring a Mike's Daily Podcast somewhere in Podcastro Valley, ton today, would you yell, "Is he going through rehab?" The last place on earth. And I yelled back, "No, he's over 11 years old." And he went, "Oh." But you just, yeah, I got the heck out of there. Dog owners annoy me, I have to tell you. When my dog was unable to go to the dog park anymore, although I did take him to the dog park yesterday. But people just, dog owners, I don't know what it is. And I am one, and I am odd, as you could tell from this show, from this podcast. I am odd as well, but oh my God, it's just, it really bugs me sometimes. Hey, I was wrong. The rodeo is not till next weekend in Castro Valley. I thought for some reason when I came around the corner driving on the Dublin Grade today, I'd see a massive American flag hanging from a crane and have everybody slam on their brakes. I thought that was going to happen today, but it did not. I want to salute the mothers of the world. Hey, I was doing a show, radio show. Actually, I'll be doing the radio show tomorrow morning. You'll hear it on KKDV. If you live in Concord, Walnut Creek, Lafayette, Orinda, Benicia, La, anywhere around there. Even over in Antioch and Pittsburgh, you'll be able to hear my show from 6 a.m. to 12 p.m. 6 a.m. to noon. So Mother's Day morning. And I'm playing a bunch of pop hits. Maybe even Blinded by the Light. Wrapped Up Like I Do. You know, Bruce Springsteen wrote that song, and it helped him become The famous Bruce Springsteen, because he made money off of that song, and then also the Pointer Sisters, driving in your car, do, turn on the radio, do, 'cause when we kiss, ooh, fire, dun, 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 dun. So Bruce wrote those songs, got a lot of money from those, still makes money from those, and he got more and more popular with his Born to Run and Born in the USA and Born Bruce. But moms. So I have never felt the need to have kids. I have this fatherly instinct around my dog. And as I've gotten older, I have this fatherly instinct around teaching young people that, you know, it's going to be okay. It's going to be all right. Because I know I was a nervous wreck as a kid. And I do things like the producer for the aforementioned Ego that I talked about earlier. I've tried to help this young man along as well and, you know, give advice where I can. But in this world, some people have this driving desire to have kids. They want to have kids. And I applaud them because I don't have it. And thank you for you having it, because otherwise we're not going to continue on as the human race, although there's a gazillion of us on the planet right now. But at any point, thank you for being a mom. That's what I'm saying. Thank you for all that you've done in this world, bringing children into this world. You know, I was married once, got divorced. My ex-wife now has 2 kids. She's got a boy and a girl. And I found it interesting when I was doing or preparing or going to do or have done, whenever, at whatever point you're listening to this podcast, my show on KKDV on Mother's Day morning, there was some interesting things I found out. One is that 2 female pop stars that are huge singer-songwriters, one was much bigger in the 90s than she is now, but still well known, Alanis Morissette and Pink. Both have a boy and a girl. Both of them have a boy and a girl. And both moms with both their children are, in other words, all 4 kids that I'm talking about here, of the aforementioned parents, have bizarre names. Really, yeah, you would think from Pink and Alanis Morissette, for sure. But they all have, at any rate, a boy and a girl. I find that interesting because my ex-wife had a boy and a girl. And she's done. She's done. She's done having kids. Is it once you have a boy and a girl, and she came from a boy and a girl. She has a brother, so she was a boy and a girl family as well. So she came from that. So when you have a boy and a girl and you want to stop having kids, is that because you have the yin and the yang of the world? I don't know. I'm an only child, so my mom, I think, as I've talked to my mom over the years, she said that she is glad that she did not have a daughter, because she just said that is the most, her friends that had daughters always had these really rough, tempestuous relationships. Is tempestuous the word? It was like a tempest. That's what I'm saying. Hey, we're outside a cafe anyway. We're bringing Mike's Daily Podcast somewhere in Podcaster Valley. I guess what I'm trying to say is, congratulations if you're a mom. Congratulations if you're a dad. Congratulations if you don't have kids and don't ever want to have kids. That's completely all right as well. And don't feel the pressure to have them. I don't like that kind of pressure in this world. I think people make stupid mistakes under pressure, under duress. Hey, let's say hi. Let's say hi to some people now. Hi, Mike. It's Benita the Rodeo Queen. How you doing?
It's a Disgruntled Fiddle Player, tell you what.
What?
I think it's okay to have a healthy, huge ego, tell you what.
What?
Egos are good.
No, they're not. Look who else is here.
Hello, Mike. I make the delicious root beer hot right now. I'll cut you. Oh, boy.
Do you What do you think of people with egos?
Yeah, okay.
That's not really an answer, but yeah. Do you want to take it out with Disgruntled Fiddle Player? We'll sing a song together.
Yeah, okay. Blinded by the light.
Wrapped up like a douche because you're an egotistical maniac.
That's not how it goes, Mike.
Well, hey, happy Mother Day to everybody. Thank you for listening to the show. If it's Sunday morning, you should be listening to my radio show happening now on KKDV. That's 92.1 if you live in the Contra Costa area of the Bay Area. All right, let me know what you think. 336MM Daily. That's 336MM Daily. Keep your ego in check. It's probably when I want to sum up this show. Unless you're a mom, you're awesome and you can think you're awesome as heck, especially if you're bringing up your kids right. And if you don't have kids, you shouldn't go around hating kids. I know sometimes we go, oh my God, kids, they can be obnoxious. It's true, but be there for them. Be there. They'll maybe learn something from you, and we'll make the next generation a better one, hopefully. That's all I'm saying. Does that make any sense? Okay, good. Next show, it'll be the wonderful Madame Rootabega, Valentino, and Bison Bentley. Thank you for listening to the show. Go to MikesDailyPodcast.com to help out the show. Check out all the past podcast pictures, etc. Here's Ariel to tell you more.
Mike's Daily Podcast is written and produced and performed by Mike Matthews. His podcast is super easy to find. Download or listen to his show and read his blog at MikesDailyPodcast.com. Email Mike now at MikesDailyPodcast@gmail.com. See you tomorrow. Bye!